Hey guys, Metal Matt here, and it's Halloween, so I thought I'd do a special video on how to sing like. You may have seen my other how to sing like videos where I've analysed the likes of Morrissey, Rob Halford of Judas Priest, Udo of Accept, George Michael, the list goes on, and yeah, I've had good feedback. People seem to find it useful and helpful, and as a singer myself, I like to try and help you guys and kind of tell you how I would approach singing like some of these different vocalists, because I love voices. I love to kind of analyze different voices. I always do it off the cuff. I don't rehearse it. I'm going to play some isolated vocals and analyze it as I hear it and try and tell you what I think he's doing and how you might be able to achieve that kind of sound. So that's basically what I'm doing. And like I said, I've done Morrissey before, and that was particularly popular video I've done. You know, I know Morrissey and the Smiths and the Cure always been a bit of a rivalry. You're either a Cure fan or you're a Smiths fan. So I thought I'd even it out and analyze Robert Smith today of the Cure. A great voice, really unique voice. And yeah, I'm going to delve in, listen to what he's doing, tell you what I think he's doing. I was trying to think of who to analyse today, because it had to be someone kind of gothic for Halloween. And I've done Alice Cooper and, you know, different people who represent that, Marilyn Manson. So I thought I was running out of ideas, and I thought, of course, Robert Smith of The Cure, pretty Halloween. So let's do this. Let's hear him with a bit of Just Like Heaven now.
Show me how you do that trick. The one that makes me scream, she said. The one that makes me laugh, she said. And threw her arms around my neck.
So straight off, you can hear you know, beautiful melodic voice, and he kind of starts off strong, kind of show me how you do that trick. The one that makes me scream, she said. The one that makes me laugh, she said. Throws her arms around my neck. So that's kind of what he's doing in a basic kind of way there. It's kind of he's starting off with kind of a full voice, but kind of nasally sound. It's not kind of like bassy, like show me how you do that trick. It's not that kind of show me. It's more like show me. So he's kind of pushing upwards, kind of in a nasally kind of direction. How you do that, and then break into that kind of more kind of head voice. How you do that trick, and he's got good control of that kind of head voice, and it's very soft and delicate, you know, because that's kind of what the Cure are about. That kind of very melodic, very kind of sad goth kind of vibe. How you do that trick, the one that makes me scream, she says. And he knows where the nice tones of his voice are, you know, that scream, she says. And quite strong in parts, you know, so let's hear a bit more.
Show me how you do it, and I promise that I'll run away with you. I'll run away with you.
There we go, a bit more, some harmony there, and that's a bit lower. I'll run away with you. And very British, you can hear his kind of diction and the way he pronounces each word are very kind of a precise, and kind of the melodies are quite flowing, not unlike Morrissey, which would be, you know, with that rivalry, you know, some of you might not like that comparison, but it is kind of similar, that that kind of Morrissey thing, you know. Why do you come here? And why? You know, going from the kind of strength of the voice to a very heady why. You know, he's kind of doing the same thing as Morrissey in a way, but more, I don't know, more for the words. He isn't kind of just doing random melodies, but Morrissey kind of uses this same technique, basically. Let's hear a bit more. It's coming, guys. I found an isolated vocal, so there's going to be little gaps where the music is. It's quite a lot of music to the Cure. It's not all singing, you know, they got all the beautiful instruments going.
All the different ways I had to make her glow. Why are you so far away, she said.
And you can hear it's very strong in parts, you know. Why are you so far away, she said. And so much emotion, like every word matters, you know. Why are you so far away, she says. Why don't you ever know that I'm in love with you? That I'm in love with you. And it's kind of like all the tones are kind of all over the place really. He's going really soft in parts and then delicate and then a bit stronger, you know, so he knows how to use his voice. It reminds me a bit of Erasure, actually, Andy Bell of Erasure. Sorry for all the sweating. I'm in Mexico and it is so hot. I mean, seriously hot. And this room does not have good enough fans. It's yeah, crazy hot. But yeah, so excuse the sweating. There'll be a lot of it. You can probably fill up a bucket with my sweat by the end of this video. But I'm going to try and make it fast and then shower. And then go off to my Halloween party that I'm going to. Because it's Halloween, I want to surprise you guys with something Halloween themed. Thought this would be cool. So let's hear a bit more, see what he's doing.
Won't you ever know that I'm in love with you? That I'm in love with you.
And lots of kind of harmony parts like that. Basically, the harmonies kind of, it adds to the melodies, layering his voice, you know, that I'm in love with you. And he'll add a bit more bassy, lower voice, and I'm in love with you. You know, a mixture of the two, layered, you know.
You, soft and only you.
And it's not like a perfect voice. It's like, you. It's more emotional than anything. You, soft and lonely. You. Oh, you know, he's kind of sulking, you know, it's very sulky kind of, oh, yeah. Very dramatic, kind of like Morrissey, you know, Morrissey's very dramatic. They're both drama queens and we love them for it.
Soft and only you. Strangers, angels, dancing in the deepest oceans. To steal the water, you're just like a dream.
So much more harmonies here and even some delay effect there, repeating his dream.
Lonely, you, strangers, angels, dancing in the deepest oceans. To steal the water, you're just like a dream. You're just like a dream.
So yeah, interesting harmonies there and a lot of effects to make it a bit more dream-like, you know. So yeah, twisting in the water. It's got that kind of, one of the voices is kind of a bit more dramatic if you listen. It's like one of the voices is singing a bit more perfect, you know, dancing in the deepest oceans, and then one's a bit more dancing in the deepest oceans, and it's kind of, it's not too far out on the key, you know, it's just a bit softer, and the layering kind of adds a bit more, like I said, a bit more of an atmospheric effect.
Soft and only.
And very distinctively British. A lot of singers will try and be a bit American-y, you know, like even if you're a British singer, it gets all a bit American-y sometimes, you know. A lot of singers will kind of sing like this, you know, a bit more like this, yeah. But a lot of these distinctive singers of England keep that a bit of almost accent, a bit of London-y kind of voice, you know. Dancing in the deepest oceans. So I'd pay attention to your diction if you're trying to sound like Robert. And the way of kind of achieving the sound he's actually doing from scratch, if you're not much of a singer, you know, you want to first make sure you can use your voice well in its normal range, you know, that kind of dancing in the deepest oceans, just like a dream. You know, you want to just practice that, yeah, 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 kind of that area of your voice, you know, a bit of a lower voice. Kind of practice that, make sure you can kind of use your normal voice. You haven't got to try doing kind of impressive things yet. But basically, once you get, one second, my cat's got my earphones here. Cats are in a particularly mischievous mood tonight. But yeah, so yeah, what was I going to say? So yeah, kind of just practice singing first. You don't have to try and sound like Robert Smith straight away. Just be able to use your voice, you know. Sing anything, you know. We will rock you, buddy or a boy, make a big noise playing in the street. You know, anything just to sort of get that kind of voice warmed up. But what he's doing is he's using that kind of bassy full voice kind of thing, but he's for certain words he's kind of just using a heady sound, which is ha 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 ha. So start off like ah, make it a bit lighter, you know. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Just be able to kind of switch naturally to that softer sound from the stronger sound, you know. Yeah, 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 yeah. So that might help, just warm-ups and things. But once you got that down, yeah, you're just kind of paying attention to how much emotion you're putting into the music, you know. Why do you come here, and why? A lot like that, like Morrissey there, you know. Spinning on that dizzy air. You know, their voices are different. You know, they both got really distinctive voices, but there's parallels, you know. And the thing is, as a singer, you're not very often going to sound exactly like someone. You know, everyone's got a unique voice, but the techniques do align, you know, with a lot of singers. You know, Boy George is a bit like this as well with Culture Club. You know, he's got a very soft, delicate voice, but different, you know. So yeah.
Lost and lonely, you, strangers, angels, dancing in the deepest oceans, to still the water. You're just like a dream, you're just like a dream.
Right, I found another one now, Lovecats. We'll hear a bit of this because his voice is a little bit different on that one, just a little bit, kind of a bit more experimental, I'd say. So I'll just have a listen, see if he's doing anything different there. I'm just waiting for these damn adverts to end. But yeah, I thought, who better for Halloween than Robert Smith, you know, the goth king. All right, let's hear what we got now. This is Lovecats.
We slip through the streets while everyone sleeps, getting bigger and sleeker and wider and brighter. We bite and scratch and scream all night. Let's go and throw all the songs we know into the sea. You and me, all the years and no one heard.
Yeah, really interesting voice, and harder to imitate this kind of voice. Because it's quite distinctive to his voice, you know. The way we walk, the way we talk. It's still kind of that kind of effect of, oh yeah. But it's a bit sloppy almost, you know. I love cats. And, you know, he's not kind of singing like really precisely for the words. He's kind of just letting his natural voice, you know, flow, from what I can hear. We move like cagey tigers. It's all a bit of a shock, a bit of a, you know, very dramatic kind of thing.
We couldn't get closer than this.
And almost whispering in parts, you know. Oh, we couldn't be. He's not trying to just sound like really strong voiced all the time. He's kind of showing a delicate side to his voice, and also kind of a bit of character. I think one thing with Robert Smith is a particularly character. You know, his voice has got a lot of character. You know, it's not about the singing almost, you know, it's about the whole dramatics of him and The Cure and that kind of a flamboyant kind of persona, you know.
The way we walk, the way we talk, the way we stalk, the way we kiss. We slip through the streets while everyone sleeps, getting bigger and sleeker and wider and brighter. We bite and scratch and scream all night. Let's go and throw all the songs we know into the sea. You and me, all the years and no one heard. I'll show you in spring, it's a treacherous thing. We miss you, hiss, Lovecats.
Hiss! You know, he is playing around with that pitch, but in a different way to Morrissey now on this one, really kind of, oh, the way we talk, the way we miss, and you just, again, British is the main thing, trying to be quite British, quite eloquent, but kind of a bit sloppy and a bit emotional, and kind of the way we walk, the way we talk, oh, Lovecats. Yeah, it's a weird voice. It's just, it's playful, you know. It's kind of it's the techniques I've already explained, but kind of also not too precise, you know. It's not like the way we talk, the way we, you know. It's more like the way we talk, the way we, and it's not kind of pushing the voice out in a massive way, apart from where he has to, you know. He's got a range and he knows when to use it, you know.
We miss you, hiss, the Lovecats.
So that's really quiet there. We miss you, kiss the Lovecats. So almost talking in places, you know.
We should have each other to tea, huh? We should have each other with cream. Then curl up in the fire and sleep for a while. It's a grooviest thing, it's the perfect dream. Into the sea, you and me, all the years and no one heard. I'll show you in spring, it's a
Lovecats. You know, so it's playful. I think if you want to sound a bit like Robert, you know, you got to be playful with your voice. You got to not kind of take everything too seriously as a singer. Almost, you got to kind of loosen up, you know, use the techniques I said with, you know, it's a treacherous thing, kind of very British. Find a higher kind of keys, got quite a high voice, you know. Yeah, 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 kind of in that, yeah, Lovecats. And very jazzy, you know, that kind of scat kind of sound. You know, he's almost doing that kind of effect, that jazzy kind of vocal, where it's kind of improvised, and you know, there's a British kind of sound in there. There's that kind of switch between the strong voice to the delicate kind of sound, you know.
Oh, it's the right way round.
But also just a uniqueness to his voice, and that's what makes him so unique, you know. It's not a voice that is easily replicated, and not a voice you hear very often, you know. We could have each other for tea. Oh, you love cats, toot toot. You know, all that kind of thing. It's more about telling a story and kind of, but in a melodic way, and talking a bit. You know, you're talking, but in a very melodic way. It's not a far cry from talking, you know, it's kind of singing but talking. So we could have each other for dinner, could have each other for tea, so you kind of just want to find that sound and then kind of be very dramatic. Oh, and you can sing anything, you know. It's Halloween and we're going out for tea. Oh, I hope they've got a scone because I'm very British and I love jam. And then you're kind of just like that. Oh, love cats. And very scatty, very melodic, very in tune with the music, you know. You kind of flow with the music, you know, you're like part of it, you know. It's very melodic in that way, that it's following the main melody. I think that's one thing with The Cure. He follows that melody, he complements the melody, and it's not all about kind of being a big professional sounding singer. It's more about the character, the emotion is the biggie. And I think he's just in the words of, I think it was David Bowie, a quote I heard, or it might be David Bowie talking about John Lennon. One of them said, you know, you just to write a good song, you just tell what you want to say and put a backbeat to it. It's kind of that kind of vibe, but it's a very good backbeat. The Cure musically are amazing. I think that is what really shines with The Cure, but also that unique voice and that kind of almost lazy approach. I mean, he's a goth. Goths are a bit lazy, they're flamboyant, they're depressed, you know, you've got all that emotion. That's what he conveys in his voice. So yeah, if you want to sound a bit like Robert Smith, that's what I suggest you do, and you know, practice some of the things I went through there, and you might sound a bit like Robert Smith. I hope that's helped. Happy Halloween from me, Metal Matt. Check out my songs. I got playlists here on the homepage, which kind of show my best music. I got my music videos in a playlist, and also some rock interviews and things I've done. I got a radio show, metalstreamradio.com, every Friday and Saturday, 8 p.m. on the Friday, and 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on the Saturday. So you can hear me yak on about metal and rock and do interviews with various famous musicians and play lots of great music. So be sure to tune into that. But yeah, please check out my songs if you enjoyed this. The King of Hearts is one I'd recommend. So Metal Matt, The King of Hearts. Changes in You, if you like something a bit rocky. That's got Dom Jolly in the music video too, which is very cool. I've got a song called Mexico, which features John Foster of Bronxky Beat, who sang Hit That Perfect Beat. Hit that perfect beat, boy. He's doing some great backing vocals on my song Mexico, and also another song I did called Future. But yeah, I'd say The King of Hearts, check out definitely, and Mexico, and Changes in You. They're probably my top three, but I've done a ton of songs there, so hit on my Spotify and iTunes and all that stuff, you know, follow, subscribe, whatever, and you'll see all the music. I've done tons of it, and I hope you enjoy it. It's a lot of it's very gothic, a lot of it's very metal, and I've got kind of synth pop vibes as well, so there's a real mixture. But anyway, happy Halloween, you know, have a good one. Hope you're having fun, celebrating and having a good time, you know. That's what it's all about, you know. Don't take it too seriously, obviously, just have fun, and you know, yeah, enjoy yourselves, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm Metal Matt, as I say, and yeah, I'll bid you farewell. Have a good one. See you all soon, and yeah, keep it goth. See you later.